Hey, what's up, guys? This is Samuel G, and I'm trying to go on the track, but there's so many people out there today. It's just it's one of these days, trying to shoot in the middle of the day on a weekday. It's way too busy. I should have known. All right, so I did a review for MYFAROG last weekend, and I discussed what I liked about the game was the idea that it's an educational tool, and I wanted to expand more on that because the idea of games as educational tool is really appealing to me. So, for example, I mentioned in a video that a couple of years ago I was discussing with Gottnug on Hangout, and we were talking about how good it would be to use games as educational tool for children. Having children of his own, he was talking. It was about the time when we were learning about Fate. So he was saying to me that he would use Fate. And the idea that you, as a player, you have to write your aspect, and the phrasing of the aspect is really important. So he was mentioning that he would use Fate to teach phrasing to his kids. And I was like, oh man, that's interesting, On top of learning about imagination and all that, that's obvious, this is the obvious stuff. Role-playing game is gonna give you some social skills, gonna give you some imaginative skills, and it's gonna give you some mathematical skills, and that's obvious. But that all games gonna give you that. So games in that sense, of course, they're educational. But if, let's say, you want to focus, let's say you want to teach something, and this is what I liked with MYFAROG, is that it was one of the first game I saw that it was explicitly made to do that. I remember in the past there was a project, someone sent that to me, I don't remember who, but there was a project in Cambodia. Some dudes were trying, some people in university or something, they were trying to create a role-playing game to learn to teach the Cambodian language for foreigners, if I recall correctly. So if someone remember that game, or if someone remember that idea, please just let me know in the comment section if I got it wrong. So yeah, I found a little piece. I just found some peace. All right, so I was thinking, I was like, okay, so how does that work? Let's say one wants to utilize a role-playing game, a published one, not even have to create one, a published one. They want to utilize it to teach something. What game would you use, and how would you use it? And so I was thinking, and I realized that there's many layers to this. I would say you have something like the setting layer, so using a setting to teach something. You would have a mechanical layer, using a certain kind of mechanic to teach something. And I would say there would be a intentional layer or a meta layer, where the whole presentation of the game is educational. And I would say MYFAROG, the way I explained it in my review, would fit in that category, in the sense that, in MYFAROG, the way the game is presented, the way the game is designed, there's educational intention everywhere. The idea of the modifiers, teach basic arithmetic, the idea of the words that are used to represent the setting teaches about languages, the way the setting is structured and proposed to you through character creation and through the charts, helps you teach you about culture, anthropology, and then the way the skills are written. Every skill has a block of text like that, and in that description of skills It's not just okay, swimming does this. It also teaches you how it was to do that in that period. So you know that the whole intention of the book is directed toward that. But if, let's say, I wanna teach something really something specific, like I wanna teach somebody how to debate. I wanna teach persuasion and argumentation. Well, I was thinking about Burning Wheel. In Burning Wheel, there is a duel of wits. Duel of Wits I mean, I will not use the whole Burning Wheel game to teach persuasion, but I would use the subsystem. The Duel of Wits subsystem is the perfect tool to use to teach children how to debate or to argumentation. You're gonna know, you'll learn stuff, what is a rebuttal, what is a point, what is a dismiss, what is avoiding a topic, what is a topic, what is a feint, you know, what is all these what is rhetoric, you know, what is intimidation and persuasion, where does that one start and the other one ends, you know, the Duel of Wits in Burning Wheel will teach you that. I mean, it is pretty solid. All the moves, all the rhetorical moves, basically are generically presented as a mean to an end in the subsystem. Like Gotnag, so that's a good example of a mechanical layer. You use a part of the mechanic to teach something. In Fate, it's not about the setting, like MYFAROG. It's not necessarily about a mechanic, but it's about the intention. When you play Fate, you have to write the aspects. So, like Gotnag mentioned, you know, teaching phrasing, because the way you're gonna phrase your aspect is how you're gonna be able to play later on. So it forces you to think and come up with a perfect phrasing to enable you to do what you want to do. So that's an amazing tool to teach phrasing for children. I was thinking about in terms of setting Mage right now. One of the reasons why I'm so excited about Mage is that if you want to teach somebody metaphysics, esotericism, and epistemology, you can use Mage as a really good example of that. Because in Mage, you have the setting has its own metaphysics. So by using the Mage's metaphysical content, you can utilize it as an example of what a metaphysical structure is and how does that inform how you understand reality. So once everybody get the grasp on the Mage's concept, then you raise up the level a little bit, and then you start to use the real concept that philosophy has taught us from like 2,500 years. So you're set up there. Also in the Mage setting, by playing Mages, you get to find about stuff about what is the truth, what is knowledge, what is a paradigm, what is a belief, what is it to believe something that is true that might not be true, what is relativism. All these epistemological concepts are part of playing Mage the Ascension. You know, you're playing that game and you're gonna encounter these problematics through the role play. Esotericism, I mean, is everywhere. You know, and even though the stuff that is in Mage is not a historical fact, it's fictional. Even though it's still used as an analogy to the real world. I was talking with Colin, one of the guys who's gonna play in the campaign I'm organizing right now. He said to me, "Mage is the truth," and I totally get what he meant. I mean, it's that the stuff that you're about to experience in the game is just a fictionalized version of the things that you go about in your everyday life. You know, when you have your values and when you have your the stuff you want to put forward. Another example, let's say you want to teach ethics and morals, you know, morality. Now, that is another level that's important to understand. if you want to teach ethics, you don't need a specific setting, or you don't need a specific mechanic necessarily to do that. All you have to do is to create a story that's going to be about moral issues. Now, there's some good games that does it. I would say Fiasco does it. I would say Dogs in the Vineyard would do it. But I mean, if you know your shit, if you know your moral, your ethics, and you understand that field of knowledge, and you can take any game you want, you can take a cipher system, a generic system, World of Darkness, New World of Darkness, generic system, whatever system, GURPS, and then you just have to create a story about moral issues, and you're gonna teach. You can teach different aspects of ethics to your kid, or to anyone really. So that's another way you can use a role-playing game, is that by the story, you create a story that's gonna imply the stuff you need. I would argue that some topics are not teachable just through story. I mean, the idea of going a little bit meta and learning as you do, so to the game just forcing you to behave a certain way, that allowing you to embody that stuff you're supposed to learn. And this is the best way to learn in my book. I do think it's the best way to learn, when you actually become the stuff you're trying to learn. So role-playing game is amazing to do that in that sense. So yeah, I have a couple other examples. Where's the other one? Yeah, there's a game, that's another one, that's another level though. A game called Breaking the Ice. I think it's from Emily Care Boss. And I think it's a 2-player game, and it's about dating and breaking the ice. So you let's say you want to learn to date, how to date, because you don't know how to date, and you can get some practice in a role-playing session. I mean, this one is a good example of really pragmatic use of a role-playing game to learn and teach something. The game does one thing and one thing only, it's just to create those dates. You just get to role-play for a couple of sessions with another person. It's a 2-player game, and I don't remember if there's a GM. I think there's no GM, probably not. And the idea is that, yeah, you learn how to, you can try speed dating, you can try a normal date through friends, you can try dating with someone you never know. You just walk to someone in the park and you talk to the person and you start the date or whatever. So it's just so that one is another one. It's not implicit, it's just explicit. Practice your dating through role play. So these are the different kind of layers I see in the way you can utilize a role-playing game to teach somebody something. So I just wanted to know, guys, what game do you think would be a great educational tool? How would you use it? Have you ever done it? If so, how was it? Please let me know. Share that with us. Maybe some games I forgot to mention, or some aspect I forgot to mention. Please let me know. All right, talk to you soon.